We have breaking news. I was just listening to CNBC on my XM radio on the way to go get my lunch. And they stated that several of the big time real estate investment portfolio buyers of residential real estate stock just took a downturn today. And the reason why it took a downturn is because Trump just posted on his social media platform that Trump wants to block big investors from buying residential properties. But is this a good thing for a president to tell people with their own money, investment groups, what they can invest in and what they cannot invest in? Says that he wants to stop big investors from buying up real estate. Now, the problem stems from these big investment firms buying up residential properties, and because they are not under the same financial, budgeting constraints that a, regular landlord or someone who might have a mid-sized management company that's buying real estate, that they have money to sit there and wait to get the price that they want for rentals, and their prices are being raised up because they can sit there and wait to get a return on the investment. And other smaller investors or residential real estate holders can't wait. But what's happening is that it's raising the price for these rentals, and people are being priced out of the market. And also people are being higher with the bidding of buying a house, being outbidded because these companies got all the money that they need to be able to outbid people. So is it proper for the government to tell investors what they can and cannot invest in? This is going to be a major question. So Trump says large investors and institutional buyers are buying up single family homes, driving up the prices higher and driving everyday families out of the housing market. The idea is simple: fewer Wall Street buyers, more homes for regular Americans, lower prices. And on the surface, it sounds good. It can make it, on the surface, seem like it would make it more affordable. And also it seems like this is something similar that the newly elected New York City mayor was talking about. So a lot of Americans feel that the system is stacked against them. They're seeing hedge funds, private equity firms, and massive investment groups paying cash while families are being outbidded. So when someone says, let's stop the big guys, it feels like justice. But policy doesn't stop the feeling, it creates a precedence. Here's the uncomfortable part. Once the government decides and tells one group what they can and cannot invest in, that can leak into other things that they claim, that they could say what you can and can't invest in. Today, it's residential real estate. Tomorrow, it could be land. It could be rental properties next. It could be business. It could even end up being digital assets. So who decides who's too big to invest in what? What counts as a big investor? How many homes is too many? What does this mean to small LLC investors? What does it mean to retirement funds or some of these pension funds that invest in real estate? Once the rule gets written, they don't stay narrow, they start to expand. America was built on the idea that people can choose where they want to put their money, not politicians. The moment investment decisions get politically approved or restricted, you're no longer in a free market. You're in a managed economy. And history shows those types of systems don't end up well. Here's what's rarely gets talked about: zoning laws, artificial housing shortages, inflation, interest rate manipulation, government created supply constraints. Investors don't create those problems. Policies create those types of problems. Now, to be clear, this doesn't mean housing affordability shouldn't be addressed. What it does mean is that we need to look at some serious solutions on what we could do to, number one, control the pricing of housing, but also not get to where we allow politicians to start getting into this business. Let me know your opinion on this. This is breaking news. Multiple companies that are in the real estate mutual funds, and also some of these investment houses that were with Wall Street, a lot of them just took a stock hit. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch this video, what makes us different, so you can see my 8-point validation process, my 2-phase settlement processes. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website, your3scores.com, to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, Experian credit reports and all 3 scores. If you're being sued by debt collectors, you can go to summersmaster.com to get a fully formatted court-ready response and a defense to help you win your case. Thank you for your time. Subscribe to the channel. Post your questions and comments. This is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.